Hey, Connor. Right after Game 3, Mike mentioned how you learned a lesson the last time in Game 4 against LA. What do you feel that lesson was, and how do you ensure you don't?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to look at the past too much, but, I think we can learn from the last series. Obviously Game 4 was probably our worst of the series, and, I think it's an opportunity for our group tonight to show that we've learned our lesson and, bring our A game tonight.
Zach, the series, the longer it goes, usually the emotions increase a little bit. It's a fine line. You want to play aggressive. Obviously, you don't want to take any penalty. How do you walk that line for yourself? And is it more difficult in limited minutes?
I think collectively as a team, it doesn't matter how many minutes you play. You look throughout the whole playoffs. It's important to have discipline and composure. I think we're a team. If we can stay out of the box, we feel we're a very good team. And obviously, as series goes on, bad blood rises. But in order for us to continue the success we're having, we're going to have to keep our discipline.
Connor, just over here. Evander Kane came in here the other day and he said he kind of feels like he's in mid-season form. He didn't have that whole first half of the year to play. What are you seeing in his game, I guess, to make that your line so successful?
Yeah, I sound like a broken record talking about line mates, but obviously he works real hard, gets in the forecheck, physical, big man, and he gets to the net and knows how to score goals. You can see that he's got great hands around the net, and he just brings that energy and that emotion each and every night, and it helps our group a lot.
Connor, over here, Connor. Are you finding in this series, maybe more compared to LA, that as a team you're able to use your team speed through the neutral zone a little more in this series than what you saw against LA?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a different game. LA likes to sit back a little bit more. Calgary's a little more aggressive. So you're finding the game goes up and down the ice a little bit more against Calgary than it did against LA. Nobody's going to get that against different teams. So obviously we're a good skating group. We think that's plays into our advantage. So we have to use that each and every night.
Connor, you've been in the league now for 6 years, I forget. But is this sort of what you imagined, when you were 18 and you came into the league, this sort of a series now?
I think that's the first thing you think of when you play for either Edmonton or Calgary is a playoff series against one another. So it's definitely what you envisioned. Coming to play at Edmonton here, and I think so far the series has been good. I mean, it's been good hockey, and I would expect it to continue that way.
Zach, the last game ended with, Milan Lucic running through your goaltender, and if this were 10 years ago or maybe regular season, it gets handled a certain way the next game. Does playoffs have to be different? Is it sort of shorter memory and move on more from stuff like that, or how did you see that, and what do you think?
Yeah, well, you can't go near the goalie. Obviously, the score dictates a lot of the shenanigans that happen out there. Obviously, we won the game. We're happy we won the game. Today's a new game. And it's a big game for us. It's a big game. We took a lot of learned lessons from that LA series. We have to keep our foot on the gas. We know this is a pivotal game, and I think we need to have the right mindset going into it.
Connor, what would you say about your team's ability to, learn lessons quickly? I think good teams kind of, it's not like they don't make mistakes. They just recover and learn. Have you seen growth in your group, even in these playoffs, in that way?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been, 10 games or so, but, there's been lots of ups and downs, and, I think just finding a way to maintain that even keel is key. Not get too high, not get too low, and obviously it's a situation where, we're in our home building and we have a chance to go up 2 in a series. It's a huge game for our group, and yeah.
Zach, so far this series hasn't actually had a ton of the shenanigans you talk about. Calgary's vowed to come out and play their best game tonight, and part of the best game is being real physical. Do you think that the physicality and the shenanigans, as you say, ramp up as this series gets older?
Well, that's the narrative you guys are painting. We're here to win a series. I think the way we've played the last 2 games, I think we need to continue to play that way. We need to be disciplined. We need to play fast. We need to stay out of the crap. I think last game is a big turning point. We felt good about ourselves, but we know Calgary is a really good team. Let's be honest. We're in the second round of the playoffs. We know that they're just not going to lay over and die. The series is far from over. I think it's important for us to keep our focus and continue to push, continue to get better. And I think collectively as a group, like I mentioned earlier, we got to stay disciplined. But we have to stay aggressive. We can't sit back against a Calgary team that has a lot of firepower.
When you've been a hockey player your whole life, when you see Connor doing some of the stuff he's done these last 10 games, what's it like? How does a professional hockey player look at another guy who's doing that stuff? What's it like for you?
I don't want to pump his tires too much. He's sitting right next to me, but no, it's impressive. He's the leader. He's the leader of our team. He drives the bus, and we got to follow. I think he's found another level in his game, and I think collectively as a team we've followed, and we don't expect anything less. Obviously, you guys are seeing it. Maybe that don't watch us all the time, but what he can do is pretty special, and we're going to need him to continue to do what he does out there. But what he does is pretty impressive, pretty amazing. It's nice to have a front seat and watch him do his thing.
Zach, does it even seem like the same, last year against Winnipeg, no fans, now that you've played a Battle of Alberta game in front of what that was the other night, especially for a guy like you that's an energy player? I mean, can you maybe speak to, what it's like to just how incredibly different it feels right now, maybe as opposed to a year ago?
It's night and day. You look at even all around the whole league, but you go to Calgary, it's a hostile building. You come back here, our fans were pretty pumped to get game three underway. It's definitely a huge difference. It's fun that everything seems like it's getting back to normality here. But you take the fans out of the game, I think everyone started to realize they're a big part of this, and they're a big part of our game. And I think it just upped our appreciation for them, not having them around, especially in that last playoffs.
Connor, some players between games, obviously rest and recovery is big, but some players love to watch the playoffs. Other players over the years have told me they have to get away from hockey and rest their mind. Which one are you? Which camp are you in between games?
Yeah, I mean, it's I kind of just go about whatever I feel like. Some days it feels like I need a break and I want to get away from it, and I have no problem shutting it off. But obviously, I'm a fan too, and I like to watch. So, it kind of depends on the situation, I guess.
Connor, in the past, this team relied heavily on your power play, and your power play was going, the team was going. This series, it's really your 5-on-5, and it shows the evolution of your team. But at the same time, you're getting good looks. What do you think? Is it just a little bit off, or what would you like for the power play to get going?
Yeah, I mean, Calgary's done a great job on the kill. They're aggressive. They bring lots of energy and pressure the puck real well. As a group, I think we've generated some good looks. Even the second unit there, they've been great too. So we're getting good looks. That's what we like. It's going to go in eventually. So just stick with it.
Connor, Jay comes in, in February. What stood out to you about his approach to coaching, communicating, especially with you and Leon and some of the top guys on the team?
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of a younger voice. His first time as a head coach. He came in and he's excited, and he's brought a lot of energy and a lot of passion to the job. And I think as a group, we fed off that. The message he preaches is something that I think we all agree with and something that we all can buy into, and I think we have done that. The whole coaching staff has done a great job, honestly, from top down. So, as a group, I think we've done a good job of listening to them and buying into what they're preaching, and